Hello, my name is Ashley and I've been backpacking through Brazil for 3 months now. I cannot help but look back at everything I've experienced. It's been such a beautiful adventure, filled with unforgettable moments. From celebrating New Year's at Copacabana to riding a motorcycle through a favela, almost being stung by a stingray in Ilha Grande, and even being admitted to a hospital in Sao Paulo. This journey has been nothing short of life-changing. I've captured everything, the highs, the lows, and everything in between on my YouTube channel, starting with episode 1 when I first arrived in Rio, and now fast forward to episode 7. We've arrived at Salvador, the highlight of my trip. We took a bus from Rio to Salvador, and guys, get this, it took 33 hours. This just put Brazil into perspective for me. It is huge, like Europe-size huge. The states in Brazil feel like countries, and Brazil itself feels like a continent. I honestly don't understand how it's just one country.
We just arrived to Salvador, and the first impression that I have is that it's very hot.
Salvador is home to the largest African diaspora outside of Africa. And as an African myself, this feels deeply personal. I was born in Kenya but moved to Sweden as a child, where I had to adapt to a completely new language and culture. For me, that meant putting parts of my African identity on hold. Even though I've been in Sweden, I've tried to connect it to parts of myself through dance. Dance has always been my way of honoring different aspects of my life, including African culture, expressing that through music and movement. For example, my stand-up dance video, it was a tribute to African Black resilience and strength. Being in Salvador feels like a chance to take that connection even deeper, through the music, the food, the history, and the people who share pieces of that same African identity as me. If you've watched my vlogs, you know that I love hostels. It's how I connect with people. So of course, during my time in Salvador, we stayed in one, Hostel Nega Maluca, which reminded me so much of Books, the first hostel I ever stayed in. Books is located in Rio, Lapa to be specific, and it was all about community, just like the vibe in this hostel. There's a rooftop balcony with a hammock, and this is also where I met people from all over the world. Some nights, we'd spontaneously learn samba together. Other nights, the owner would pull out the berimbau and atabaque drum, and we'd all gather around, vibing to the music. And the best part is that the hostel is located right in the middle of Pelourinho, a historic center where the energy never ends. The moment you step outside, it hits you. The colors, the noise, and the drums. No matter where you go, you will hear them. Deep, rhythmic, and constant. Whether it's capoeira being practiced on the streets or the Olodum playing, the sound follows you everywhere. And then there's everything else. The vendors trying to paint your skin with some symbols, the Baiana women in their traditional dressing, the vibrant Bahia paintings in the shop, the stalls brimming with African design clothing, and of course, the tourists. A lot of tourists. It's overwhelming, but in the best way. You feel like something is always happening, because it is. And I wanted to know more. I wanted to understand what makes Pelourinho, Pelourinho. Why is it a historical center? So I did what I always do when I want to learn about a place. I went for a tour. But first, I took a dance class.
I took the dance class and it was so fulfilling. And I feel like in Brazil, I'm learning what the literal meaning of self-expression is, and also self-expression that is not aligned with like the norms. I'm learning that, and hopefully I will learn to break the part of me that wants to just fit in and ignore and suppress who I truly am. I feel like I'm learning that more and more. Hi!
Hi, nice to meet you.
Want to say oi?
Oi, tudo bem?
Yes.
Vlog?
Yes, I'm vlogging.
Vlog? Ah, ok.
For YouTube.
Right after meeting him, he asked if we could paint our arms, which is a tradition here in Pelourinho. Let me know in the comments if you know why this is a thing and what it represents.
I have heard some controversies about this, that they might come to you and paint it and then be like, oh my god, you have to pay like 400, 500 reais. And I've always been like, no, I don't want. But then he came up to me and he was like, can I paint? I was like, no, I'm okay. And it was like, it is for free. I just want to give you a gift. And I was like, okay, then maybe.
Aqui, pessoal, vocês chegaram no Largo do Pelourinho, onde Michael Jackson gravou com a nossa banda Olodum. O lugar mais famoso daqui da Bahia. Os turistas todos vêm aqui para prestigiar nossa cultura local, aprender a tocar o tambor também. Se vocês quiserem, pode vir aqui pro Brasil, para Salvador, que vocês vão ter a melhor recepção, tá certo? Pode procurar a gente aqui, que nós estamos aqui todo dia, viu?
Just as he said, this place is a big deal. This is where Michael Jackson recorded They Don't Care About Us. I am literally standing in the exact place where one of the greatest artists of all time brought his vision to life. And he didn't do it alone. He teamed up with Olodum, one of the most legendary bands from Salvador. Their drums didn't just accompany the song, they became the heartbeat of it. And the fact that Michael Jackson, of all places in the world, chose Pelourinho, he knew exactly what he was doing because the history of this place is immense. Oh, and speaking of Olodum, I went to one of their concerts and let me tell you, it was insane. But I'm not gonna spoil it just yet. You'll see that later in the video. Just know it was everything. Before my walking tour, I went home to make some lunch. I started with kachumbari, which is our Kenyan version of vinaigrette. In Kenya, we make it with tomatoes, onions, coriander, and lemon instead of vinegar. I realized how much the food here in Brazil reminds me of what I grew up eating. For example, feijoada is our rice and beans, pastel is our samosa, and espetinho is our mishikake. So when I say I feel at home in Brazil, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. It was now time for my 3-hour walk tour, and let me tell you, I learned so much about Pelourinho, starting with why this place is called Pelourinho. Pelourinho is basically the pillars that were once used to punish the enslaved Africans, and there were a lot of them around this place back in the days. The history here is so heavy and deep, and I can't help but feel proud of Afro-Brazilians. They have so much strength. Take Zumbi, for example, a key leader in the fight for freedom. I think it's amazing despite everything enslaved Africans endured, their culture not only prevailed but thrived. You can see their culture everywhere. It has literally shaped Salvador, and not only Bahia, but the whole Brazil is influenced by the African culture.
You can hear sometimes people saying axé here. Axé, people say, for example, hi, my name is axé, or bye-bye axé. Axé, what is axé? Axé is the power, is the energy of all those orishas together, those gods, right? This power of realization.
My guide had all the answers and even introduced me to the Baiana women of the Acarajé, along with the African religions of Candomblé and Umbanda. As a Christian, I found it so interesting to learn about the different orishas and their significance. Speaking of Candomblé, my guide mentioned a market where people buy spiritual items and cleansing plants, and me being me, I went to check it out, because why not? He told me to keep an open mind though. The market was huge. You could find everything from fruits to jewelry to decor, and the whole place was bustling with energy. I even saw the plants that are used within the candomblé to purify and cleanse bad energy. What really shocked me though were the animals in cages, which my tour guide mentioned that they are used for various rituals in the religion. I now understand why he told me to have an open mind before going in. Now, my mind is open, but not that open. No offense to anyone that practices the religion. I genuinely respect the religion, but personally think that it was tough to see the animals knowing the purpose behind it. Still, we went around the rest of the market and it was a real experience. The whole scene reminded me of markets back at home in Kenya. Everything else was vibrant and beautiful, but I could not stop thinking about those poor animals. It just left me with a heavy feeling that was really hard to shake and ignore.
Good morning. So today we're going to Gamboa. It's a really nice beach by the favela. I'm here with my friend Melissa. She's from Sweden. I'm gonna go take this boat over to the other side, and it costs 10 reais. Just 10. That is 20 crowns. That is 2 euros. Amazing. such a raw and genuine and real experience. Like on a boat, going to a beach, passing the favela for 10 reais in Salvador Bahia. Can life get any better than this? Absolutely not.
For a fleeting moment, I felt like a princess trapped in the golden embrace of Salvador's magic. I simply existed, not as a traveler but as someone meant to be here. If life ever grants you the chance, please come here, because moments like this, they remind us that life isn't just meant to be lived, it is meant to be felt.
I went to swim over there towards the boat, and then the guys here, they were like, no, you cannot swim there, you cannot swim there. And I was like, what, why? Then apparently it turns out that they're like these very round, spiky things on the rocks. They're really painful and they can be very, very dangerous.
In Gamboa, life moves at the perfect pace. You walk out of the ocean and straight into a beachside restaurant, order some food and a cocktail, and while you wait, you take another dip in the ocean, and when you come back, the food is ready, the drink is perfect, and the sun is setting while you sit there, watching the sky turn gold. It's a vibe. At least that's how I thought it was gonna go. But let me tell you what actually happened.
So, we ordered our food, both of us. We ordered
at the same time.
At the same time, I ordered camarão and she ordered fries with carne de sol, which is like dried meat.
You have to wait at least an hour for your food, and it's not weird.
It's not weird. It's very normal. And also, I got my food first, and that's also very normal here. They can bring food that is ready first, and then they bring the other one later. And we thought that they were going to bring her food, but nothing. 2 hours go by. Still no food.
But then we get the fantastic idea to ask some Brazilian girls that know English if they can ask about our food. And he comes back and he says, what food?
I know. He was like, what do you mean? And we're like, she ordered. It was like, no, she did not. You ordered.
It was miscommunication. It was fine. We got our food.
Yeah, we got
it
our
was
food
delicious.
finally 2 hours later, but it's okay. And also drinks. We waited for these drinks for so long, and now we asked him. We were like,
and he gave my drink to another person.
Yes,
first of all,
in front of us.
In front of us, and then he came back and was like, we're out. You have another one, and you have to wait another 10 minutes.
Yes, and then when he comes, he places the drinks on the table, and he's like,
how do you want to pay?
And we're like, wow. And now we asked him, like, can we order another one? He's like, I don't know, let me go find out. We're still waiting for the answer. We don't know.
We're probably not going to get another drink.
No,
but, yeah.
It's getting dark, and also they're closing. So yeah, but it was a funny experience.
A really funny experience. You gotta love Brazil.
We gotta love Brazil. So we're now gonna take the boats back to mainland, and we are full, a little bit tipsy, happy.
I don't know why, but on the way back, it just gave me main character vibes. I had my speaker playing Afrobeat and it was just a vibe. The favelas were so colorful and beautiful. We got to the mainland, stayed there and watched the day turn into night. And that was Gamboa for us.
Good morning. So today I'm going to braid my hair. The whole day will be spent at the salon. I found a really nice lady that is going to braid my hair. And I'm gonna redo what I have because this style is literally my ride or die.
Braiding my hair in a salon is a sacred experience for me. In Sweden where I live, there is no place for Afro hair girlies like me, so I usually do it myself or go to someone else's house. The last time I was in a real salon was 2022 in Kenya. Can you believe it? So being here means a lot to me. I went for the whole package, guys. She undid my braids, detangled my hair, washed it, conditioned it, blow dried it and trimmed the ends, and then installed new braids. The whole thing took about 4 to 5 hours and I'm super happy with the results. If you're in Salvador, check out Knotless Braid Salvador in Pelourinho. She's amazing.
So we got to the beach. There's literally no one here, and if you come during the day, like around 10, 11, this place is full of people. But I like it now because it's very hot. It's still 30 degrees. The sun is not burning my fucking forehead, and there are not so many people, and I can actually practice my foot volley skills without having an audience, you know, because then I feel like so pressured. So I'm gonna hop on and play.
I need to practice more because in 2025 we're not shooting the ball at people's balls, guys. Nope, gotta keep that contained. After the night swim, I went back to the hostel, knocked out immediately, and then boom, middle of the night, I woke up thinking I was in a battle with bedbugs.
I woke up in the middle of the night because my whole body is itchy. Also Gabriel.
My whole arm's itchy, kind of sad.
So we did not sleep at all, and by morning we were on a mission to find a pharmacist. We took this crazy elevator from Pelourinho and suddenly we were in this whole new part of the city I didn't even know existed. We found a pharmacy and the pharmacist did not hold back. She handed me tons of medicines, which honestly I wasn't expecting.
I researched myself, so when I went to her, I was like, I think I have this and I think I need this. And she was like, yeah, you actually do. And I was like, how do you know though? You know, like that was my guess, but like, are you not gonna just like do an evaluation? She was just like, yeah, I think you need this. Because in Sweden, it is not normal to get prescribed.
Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Should it really be that easy to get prescribed this much medicine, or do you think it should be a bit stricter?
The elevator, when you take it from down there, you come up here and you're like in the historical center, just so you know. And I don't know the history behind it, but I'm pretty sure like this is like maybe where the Portuguese lived and everyone else outside, and they would use it to come here. That is my guess.
Let me know in the comments. Anyways, when I got home, I took a shower and noticed that my face was breaking out, probably from the heat. Gabriel's feet was also messed up because he stepped on something earlier, so he was also undergoing treatment. At the same time, we were both paranoid about bedbugs, so we started packing our clothes into plastic bags.
We're so unlucky, literally. But I think it's just a part of traveling.
A lot was going on, and honestly, I was overwhelmed, but I refused to let it consume me. So I threw on a cute outfit and went out just to clear my head. No plan, just following the crowd. And then, almost immediately, I saw her. A woman painting. Her art, raw, vibrant, felt familiar because in Salvador, the art is always about black women, and that made me feel so seen. Later, we ended up in a bar, and there they were, a band of women, drumming, singing, radiating power, beautiful black women, natural hair out, completely in their element. It hit me. I don't see this every day in Sweden, and in that moment, just being in their presence, that was enough. And the next day, I woke up to the sound of drums, an Olodum concert. I don't have much footage because I left my phone at the hostel. The owner warned us, big crowds, easy target, so I played it safe. But I did borrow my friend's phone for a few quick clips. If I could paint the scene for you, first, the line. It's wrapped around blocks. Free entrance, but the wait was endless. We got lucky. Not everyone made it in, but inside, the energy was unreal. No one glued to their screens, no one recording every second, just people feeling the music.
That is where the concert was. The stage is right there, and we were all the way to the front. And it's finished, everyone is now going home, but it was very lovely. Absolutely recommend, 10 out of 10. Like just being there, like the energy was amazing. And also in Brazil, everybody knows the lyrics to every song. I have realized that if there is one place that loves music, like in here, it's Brazil. No one had their phones up filming. Everybody was just like dancing, you know, even the police passing by patrolling, they were dancing. This is the place for music and for dance, and they're not dancing to show off their moves, they're dancing because they're enjoying the music, and I just love to see that and to be a part of that. I hope nobody robs me while I'm filming and speaking English. I'm like a walking toilet, but I'm gonna cook some Kenyan food, and I thought that you guys would just hang along as I go to the supermarket, get some food. He said, don't film here, somebody's gonna rob you. But I know, girls or boys, I know. So I bought garlic, so I'm gonna make ugali, and then some chicken and lasagna. This looks disgusting, but this is how I made the eggs. Oh my god, everything will be so yellow today.
And just like that, the food was done. I made ugali, a traditional staple in Kenya made from fuba. I had it with eggs and kachumbari. There's a version of this all over Africa, but I don't know if Brazilians eat it the same way. Let me know in the comments. I even taught our friend Alex how to eat it because in Africa, we eat it with our hands.
Okay guys, so we're going out in Pelourinho.
Today there is a festival happening in Pelourinho and I don't want to miss the chance to experience the nightlife here. I've already been to Rio Vermelho once and it was a good vibe, but I didn't film it. This time I'm gonna show you what Pelourinho has to offer at night.
So many people. Praying to God that my phone does not get ripped off from my hand. I was gonna say nada, but she was like,
if you remember, there was a painting of two women here. Today it's something else. They changed it, but one thing stays the same. It always revolves around Black culture.
and today it's more people. We came from that entrance over there.
I learned that my itching was not caused by bedbugs at all, but just a jellyfish larva. I just wanted to clear that up. I forgot to mention, there's been a 3-day festival here, and tonight it was all women on stage, singing samba and just celebrating. One song about a morena that really stood out to me, but what I loved the most, they weren't just singing, they were playing, leading, owning the stage, all of them main characters, and the crowd locked in. Everyone knew the lyrics, singing like the story was theirs, and I just loved being part of it. You know, in my last Copacabana vlog, after watching Anita, I say that she was the mother of Brazil, and you guys came for me in the comments. But now, after seeing all these women, I'm starting to take that back. At the end of the night, everyone from the hostel bumped into each other separately, and eventually we all formed one big group. We ended up sitting on some stairs, playing music and just vibing.
But how cool is this? This is everyone from our hostel in Gamboa. Good morning again. I feel like these vlogs are so short. You just see me do something and then it's the next morning. But yeah. Anyways, we're actually leaving Salvador today. It's our last day here. Salvador, you have my heart.
The last day was spent going to the airport to sort out my visa situation with the federal police since I've been in Brazil for over 3 months now. Afterward, I came back and cooked a nice meal, kind of like my last supper in Salvador. I wanted to share it with our friend Alex. You haven't seen him much in the vlog, but we've built such a beautiful friendship with him during our time here at the hostel.
So, we have had dinner. We are having dessert. Somebody in the comments said that I should try acai with condensed milk, and I did. Thank you. It was amazing. Continue to recommend things for me in the comments. I really appreciate it.
I really identify with Salvador and Bahia's culture. It's been amazing. Today, I want to go out and buy some souvenirs so that I could take a piece of Bahia with me back to Sweden.
If I could tattoo this right here, I would. This is my current obsession with Bahia. Okay guys, I'm in the room. This is the bed I used to sleep in during my time here in Salvador. And I have a big connection to this bed. It's been my home, my bed for the last 15 days. So the good side about backpacking is that you get to see the world, you get to meet people, you get experiences that you would never, you have conversations with people that you never think about because you meet all types of open people, different people, people with different beliefs from yours. But the sad part is that you have to say goodbye at some point, and that goodbye comes very swiftly. You might bond with somebody, but then maybe they have to go or you have to go, and it becomes like just like an overnight friendship, but then you still keep in touch, which is really beautiful. But that is like sad to let go. Like now I'm looking over Salvador and I'm like leaving this place that has been my home, that I've really resonated with in a very deep way, in a way that I don't even back in Sweden. So it's really like emotional in a way, and I don't even know how to deal with the emotion because it's like I'm happy that I got to experience it and I'm sad that I'm leaving, but it's still a gratefulness and like a blessing that I even got to see it in the first place. So it's like a bittersweet moment. So
I came here to find a piece of myself and I'm leaving feeling restored. When I meet people from all over the world, I will tell them about Bahia and about everything that makes this place so unique. Salvador's journey has come to an end. I am packing my bags and heading to Porto de Galinhas for the next chapter. See you there, and thank you so much for watching.